So it should be a pilot paper, August 2009. August 2009, question number 4, part B. August 2009, question number 4, part B. August 2009, question number 4, part B. Sorry? Part B. So when you check through, you'll be able to see that question. The one from Mtwapa Limited. The one from Mtwapa Limited. So we check the one from Mtwapa Limited. So Mtwapa Limited sells Rolam. So have you seen that question? So the question reads that Mtwapa Limited sells Rolam at a rate of 500 per day. At a rate of 500 per day. Mayona?
649.
209. Swali inapatikana kama ilionekana. So we are looking at the question number 4, part B, in the sitting of August 2009. So that question 4, part B, it reads that Mtwapa Limited sells Rolam at a rate of 500 per day throughout the working year of 250 days. Throughout the working year of 250 days. So the product is normally purchased by Mtwapa Limited, ready for sale at link 70 per unit. Investigation has shown that Rolam can be made at a rate of, so your figure umeandikiwa should be 800, not 300. It should be 800. So Rolam can be made at a rate of 800 units per day in the part of the factory presently unoccupied. So direct cost per unit are as follows. So direct material, it is 12.50. Direct labor is 5. Then variable overhead is 22.50. So the setup cost per batch is estimated at 6,000. Stock holding cost percentage is 25% per annum. So required Roma letter 1, calculate economic batch quantity for the company. Roma letter 2, total cost associated with economic batch quantity computed in Roma letter 1 above. Then finally, you are to state major assumptions in relation to that. So we want to compute the economic batch quantity. We want to calculate the economic batch quantity. The economic batch quantity, it is supposed to be given by 2RS divided by CI, 1 minus U over P in that question. So when you want to compute the economic batch quantity, we come up with those details. So 2RS divided by CI, then 1 minus U over P. So we had already specified the details for that. We start by identifying U. So U is the usage rate. U is meant to be the usage rate. So when you check up there, they were able to say that Mtwapa Limited sales volume at a rate of 200 or 500 per day. So that's the same as the usage or demand. Usage is the same as demand or consumption. So they have given you 500. Then P is the production rate. So that figure I said, you have to change it down there. They have given you 300, but that figure should be 800. So the investigation have shown that it can be made at a rate of 800 units per day. So there they have indicated 300, but I've said you change it to what? 8. So P is 800 like that. Then also we need to get R. To get R, usage is 500 per day. Usage is 500 per day. But the question has said there are how many working days? There are how many working days in a year? 250. So multiplied by 250 days, multiplied by 250 days, see what you come up with that. 125,000. So we also identify C. C is the variable production cost per unit, where you add direct material is 12.5, labor cost is 5, variable overhead is 22.5. So add them together to give you the variable cost per unit. We add them together to give us the variable cost per unit. So when you add them, they should give us which figure? They are giving us 14. Then I is given as a percentage. Are you able to see 25% per annum? Before required, we have been given 25%. Then S is also given. S is also given. S is also given. So S, you are given 6,000. S, you are given 6,000. So R is 125. So multiplied by S, which is 6,000. Then we divide by 40, multiplied by 0.25, then 1 minus. So there is 500 and also 800. Then get the value for us. So you give me that economic order, economic batch quantity. Others, you are getting which figure? You are getting 20. So all of you online, you are getting which figure? Yeah, they are also saying 20,000. So economic batch quantity, they have said it is meant to be 20,000. So from there now you go to Roman letter 2, where they were asking you to get total cost associated with economic batch quantity. Total cost associated with the economic batch quantity. Total cost associated with the economic batch quantity. So To get the economic badge quantity, total cost is supposed to be given by RC, then we add a half QCI. So I'd already given you this formula in our previous class, how to get the total cost at the economic badge quantity. I'd already given you that formula, how to get the total cost at the economic badge quantity. So all those details you have them. All those details you have them. You only need to combine them to give you the total cost. So R, we know R is 125,000. R is 125,000. Then C, you already know it is 14. Then we also add a half Q. So Q you have just calculated, you got 20,000. So C, it is 40. I is 0.25. Then you also multiply 1 minus U over P. So U is 500, P is 800. Like that. Then we also add R is 125,000 divided by Q, which is 20,000. So S is 6,000, like that. So you combine them now in that order to get the total cost at the economic batch quantity. So that you get now what will be the total cost at the economic batch quantity. So all those details you have them, you have all of them, you simply to formulate them in the equation. So I've seen someone 5,075,000. So we are coming up with 5,075,000. So finally, when you check the last part, the Roman letter 3, state two major assumptions of the economic batch quantity. So assumptions for economic batch quantity are the same as the one for economic order quantity. I gave you assumptions for economic order quantity. So those assumptions will still apply them because the formula is just the same. The only difference, we have production and usage that has been brought in. Otherwise, all the details were the same. So when they ask you to give them the assumptions, remember or limitations, just apply the ones I gave you for the economic order quantity. So that now concludes the element of, that now should be able to conclude the element of that economic batch quantity. So I would like us now to have a new subtopic. We can now have a new subtopic as qualitative models of the stock control. We now look at the qualitative models of the stock control. Qualitative models for the stock control.
Study once and confusion semester. Yeah. Last time before it. Maybe all the other sections. One last time for one. Because I don't think the class one. So we can do that. Yeah. Don't be one content. You know, what is in the handwritten, what are the basic and what are the yeah. You have to keep following. Kuchukua kitabu za watu sasa ile unataka kufanya revision. Yeah. Before last time, wait. Last time, no, before last time, but one. Okay. Before last, before last time. The first class, I was there alone. It's the very first class. Just want to be sure. You know that I'm not pleased. So the first class is that's clear. Lakini hivi ndio yeah. Why? At least it was absolutely. Yeah, but now I'm sure towards the end of the Nimepiga picha hata sijui hata tena clear concept hii picha ni za topics gani. Mimi kupiga picha lakini hasa hii ndio kuanzia kuandika hii hata ni leo. Unaweza tu kupata unapata mwalimu amedeliver. If you don't have your book, that's fine. Yeah. Ina complicate. So ndio hiyo picha. Najaribu kwa hii sasa hii these 5 lines hizi za wangu. Last minute hata last time walikuwa wanacheka class hiyo ya very good class by the way. Mmoja alikuwa anacheki. Sababu ilikuwa tu clueless na notes. Kama nilikuja one month nilikuja the last one month. Because exam ilikuwa ikichelewa. So exam ilikuwa ya April, na exam ilikuwa end of ilikuwa mid February. So nilikuja na class almost the last one ya February. Na exam was full of April, the first week of April. Yeah. So ilikuwa chaotic. Na sometimes tukafikiria kuacha. Nasema bado unaweza usilipe juu. Lakini napenda kwa
So we now got the qualitative models of the stock control. So the one that we were dealing with was about quantity. Now we want to know about the quality aspect. We want now to check now the quality aspect. So number one will be, so under the qualitative models, the first one should be, so number one is simply just in time systems. Just in time system. So the first one should be just in time system. So the first model, which is for quality, is the just in time system. So for that, we introduce by summarizing that this is the production system. It is the production system. It is the production system that was developed by Toyota Motors Production Company. That was developed by Toyota Motors Production Company. Toyota Motors Production Company, and it is credited for the success. It is credited for the success of the Toyota and the other major Japanese manufacturers. and it is credited for the success of the Toyota and the other major Japanese manufacturers and the other major Japanese manufacturers. Other major Japanese manufacturers. Then we continue by writing that it is a demand pool. It is a demand pool. It is a demand pool production system. It is the demand pool production system. It is a demand pool production system with the aim being to produce, the aim being to produce required high quality goods, to produce required high quality goods, exactly at the time they are required. High quality goods, exactly at the time they are required. Exactly at the time they are required. Exactly at the time they are required. And another paragraph is that it has a trademark. It has a trademark of pursuing excellence. It has a trademark of pursuing excellence. It has a trademark of pursuing excellence at all stages of production. It has a trademark of pursuing excellence at all stages of production. At all stages of production, with a climate of continuous improvement, with a climate of continuous improvement, with a climate of continuous improvement, with a climate of continuous improvement. So let us now have key features of the just-in-time system. What are some of the key features of the just-in-time system? The key features of the just-in-time system. So number one will be the move towards zero inventory. Number one is move towards zero inventory. The move towards the zero inventory of the finished goods. The move towards zero inventory of the finished goods, raw materials or work in progress. Raw materials or the work in progress, So that's now number one. Number two is that it emphasizes on the perfect quality. It emphasizes on the perfect quality. It emphasizes on the perfect quality. It emphasizes on the perfect quality, i.e. zero defects. i.e. zero defects, leading to total quality improvement, leading to the total quality improvement. So those are now some of the key features. The next one will be number 4. Is it number 4, number 3? Number 3 will be elimination of non-value added activities. 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 The next one will be obtaining 100% on-time delivery. The next one will be obtaining 100% on-time delivery. Obtaining 100% on-time delivery, i.e. no delay. The next one is that it is the demand pool manufacturing system. it is the demand pool manufacturing system. It is the demand pool manufacturing system, i.e., it is main aim is to meet. It is main aim is to meet. It is main aim is to meet the customer's demand. It is main aim is to meet the customer's demand. It is main aim is to meet customers' demand. The next one is that. The next one. So there are how many in total? So those are now the main ones. So sometimes they normally ask you to give the objectives of the just-in-time system. Those are the same as objectives. They are also the same as advantages. They will be the same as the advantages, just in case they ask you those items. So let us now look at the benefits of adopting the just-in-time system. Benefits of adopting the just-in-time system. The benefits of adopting the just-in-time system. Benefits of adopting the just-in-time systems. So you have seen these systems work, especially I've given you an example of Japan. So what happens when you make an item? These items are normally very perfect. So you don't make a sample, you only make one, because they are too expensive for you to make a sample for the display. You see, when you manufacture an aeroplane, you cannot manufacture some item there for display. It must be something complete. And you know how it works, and you know where it operates. So it must be perfect. That item must be perfect. So when it is required, you only manufacture it when a customer has requested. That's now what we mean by the just-in-time system. We manufacture at the request of the customer. But the item must be perfect, because whatever it is going to do, it is something which is risky in the market. So you should not make an item which is going to affect your customers. So in this case, we are saying that we need to know the reason why we need to adopt that system. Then we have also said that we don't buy material to be kept in the store. We only buy material when a customer has made an order. That's when we buy material. Then immediately it is manufactured, it must be delivered to the customer direct from that angle, because we only make that specific item specified by the customer. So when it comes to the benefit, number one, we summarize that the funds, that's capital, the funds that were tied up, the funds that were tied up, the funds that were tied up in the inventory, the funds that were tied up in the inventory can be used elsewhere. The funds that were tied up in the inventory can be used elsewhere. So that's the major advantage. We don't buy material to keep in the store. We only buy material when a customer has requested an item. So when it comes now to that arrangement, it means that in case someone has not requested, the money we use to buy material, we rather invest it elsewhere until when an order is made. Number two is that the area previously used for storage, the area previously used for storage of the inventories, the area previously used for the storage of the inventories can be used for other production, can be used for other productive uses. So the area previously used for storage of the inventories can be used for other production, can be used for other production uses, can be used for other production uses. Yeah, so we have no store because whatever we make should go to the customer. The next one is that it leads to the reduced defect rate. it leads to the reduced defect rate, reduced defect rate. It leads to the reduced defect rate, leading to high customer satisfaction, leading to high customer satisfaction, leading to high customer satisfaction. Then the next one is that workers with multiple skills, workers with multiple skills can be used elsewhere. The workers with multiple skills can be used elsewhere, and more effectively, can be used elsewhere and more effectively. Then the next one is that the lower management team is kept on their toes. The lower management team is kept on their toes, leading to perfect work being done. The lower management team is kept on their toes, leading to the perfect work being done. So those are some of the key reasons why we should be able to come up with the just-in-time system. So apart from those benefits, we can now also write something about how the just-in-time system, differ from the periodic review control system. How the just-in-time system differ from the periodic review control system. How the just-in-time system differ from the periodic review control system. So number one is that raw materials would not be ordered. The raw materials would not be ordered when the reorder level is indicated. Raw materials would not be ordered when the reorder level is indicated. But when they are actually required for the production. Then number two is that the inventory level will be reduced to zero level. Therefore, there will be no maximum or minimum level. The next one is that the supplies will be delivered on the long-term contract. As soon as they are required, but in small quantity, to meet the demand. The next one is that the space required for the storage would reduce significantly. The space required for the storage would reduce significantly. The space required for the storage would reduce significantly. Would reduce significantly. The last one is that the economic order quality model will not be relevant. The economic order quantity model will not be relevant. The economic order quantity model will not be relevant. It will not be relevant. So those are some of the reason why just-in-time system will be different. So we can also look at the limitations or disadvantages of the just-in-time system. We can now look at the limitations or disadvantages of the just-in-time system. So one of the challenge, number one, will be advancement in the technology. Advancement in the technology, or simply changes in the technology. Advancement or changes in the technology. And so it actually puts you out of the market. When something new, which is better than what you have produced, comes in the market, then chances are you lose your customers. So you should keep on changing to adopt the market, how it is working. So those are now the issues that were there. Remember sometimes back, remember there was something we used to call as senior jamii. Yeah, so the people who invested in that, where did they disappear? When the mobile phone came into the market. So they were forced to close down. So whoever that has come up with that product now was rendered redundant. So changes in the technology will be able to affect the system. So we need to be prepared whenever they are making an item of that type. The number two will be changes in the prices of the raw materials. Changes in the prices of the raw materials due to inflation. Changes in the prices of the raw materials due to inflation. The next one is that competition affecting the demand. Competition affecting the demand. So remember, someone else will come up with the same product. The product is the same, but at a cheaper price. So what will you do? You will be forced out of the market. So when you adopt that system of the just-in-time system, someone else will do the same, and you produce the similar product. So people may prefer to go to the other person. Then that will have an effect to you in the long run. In the long run, it will have an effect on that portion. Then the last one will be changes in the government policy. Changes in the government policy. Changes in the government policy. E.g. taxation. E.g. taxation. E.g. taxation. So that can also have a big impact to you. Then the next one is that changes in the exchange rates. Changes in the exchange rates. Changes in the exchange rates affecting the importation of the products. Affecting the importation of the products. Affecting the importation of the products. That's another challenge. Yeah. So exchange rate can have a big impact. You ordered an item when the exchange rate was maybe 100 or 120. But by the time you are supposed to pay the last installment, maybe it has gone up. So the price of that product is likely to be affected. So that's now about the just-in-time system on the theory part. but they normally ask you some question on the computation. So I want us to get a question on the computation about the just-in-time system. So that question should be May 2014, question number 4, part B. May 2014, question number 4, part B. May 2014, question 4, part B. So they will be making past papers maybe in the course of next week, so that you get them. But for now, we can just use what we have. May 2014, question number 4, part B. May 2014, question number 4, part B. You can check May 2014, question number 4, part B. May 2014, question number 4, part B. So that question 4, part B for May 2014. The one for Mikeka Limited. You can see Makinika Limited. Makinika Limited manufactures a single product, branded zinc. So for the financial year commencing on 1st of July 2014, the sales demand and the selling price for zinc are expected to be as follows. They were expected to be as follows. So you can see quarter sales in units and selling price. So quarter 1, you can see that 3,000 unit selling price is 120 for quarter 1. Quarter 2, they gave you 48. Is it 48,000? Then 120. Then quarter 3 is 51,125. Quarter 4 is 48,000 and also 125. So additional information, they gave you that note number 1, product zinc is produced at a constant rate of 45,000 units per quarter. Note number 2, during the year, excess production during the year, excess production, sorry, just a minute.
Review.
So I hope you have found the question. Then when you proceed on the next page, additional information, they had stated that product zinc is produced at a constant rate of 45,000 units per quarter. Note number 2, during the year, excess production units are held in the inventory at a cost of 6 per unit per quarter, based on the average inventory. Based on the average inventory. Note number 3, no inventory of product zinc is expected to be held on the 1st of July 2014. Note number 4, the production cost per unit for product zinc are expected to be as follows. So they gave you quarter 1, 2, 3 up to quarter 4, where there is direct materials, direct labor, variable overheads, fixed overheads, and also the total. So the management is proposing to change the current system of production to the just-in-time system. Note number 6, if the just-in-time system is adopted and the production level exceeds 45,000 units per quarter, the excess units will have to be produced by working overtime. This will mean that unit direct labor and variable overhead cost of any unit above 45,000 per quarter will increase by 15%. So no other cost will be affected by working overtime. So advise the management whether just-in-time system of production should be adopted. So before you do that, there is something you need to compute. You need to calculate the average stock. You need to get the average stock, which is not given. Then to get the average, we shall be coming up with a schedule for that. To get the average stock, we need to get a schedule before we apply them. So what you do, you will be having the column each the quarter like that. Then also we should have production in units. Then also the sales. Then we should also be able to have the opening stock. Then also the closing stock. Then also the column for the average stock. Also the column for the average stock. We need to create that schedule so that we come up with what should be the average stock. What should be the average stock? So there is quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. There is quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. So production is the same for all of them. Production is the same for all of them. It is 45,000 units. So they were given. This one is 45,000. 45,000. 45,000. Also 45,000. Then you had also been given the sales in units. So sales were given to you. The first one is 33,000. So this one is 33,000. The second one is what? 48. So this one is 48. The next one is 51. The last one also 48. So we have them. We have them. So those ones are given. Those ones were given. Then when it comes to the opening stock, I want you to go to the note number 3. I want you to go to the note number 3. So note 3, they were saying that no inventory for product zinc is expected to be held on 1st of July 2014. Yeah, that means that there was no opening inventory in the first quarter. There was no opening as per the note number 3, because when you check through the question in the first paragraph, they had stated that for the financial year commencing on when? in the on 1st of July. So when you now go to that note number 3, I've said that no inventory is held on 1st of July, which means the opening stock will be what? Will be 0. So when you want to get the production, in units, we normally take the sales plus the closing stock. We minus the opening stock. When you want to calculate the production, so production in units should be given by the sales in units. You add the closing stock, then you subtract the opening. So here production is 45,000. The sales was 3. So we are looking for the closing stock. So to get the closing stock, this one will cross, also this one will cross. So you take the production plus the opening stock minus the sales to get the closing stock. So when you want to get the closing stock, you simply take production plus opening stock minus the sales. So you take this plus 0 minus that 3. So it will give us a then average, we normally take opening plus closing divided by 2. Average, we normally take opening plus closing divided by 2. It's coming to us. Then, when it comes to quarter 2, so closing stock for quarter 1 will be the opening stock for quarter 2. The closing stock for quarter 1 will be the opening for quarter 2. So what should be now the closing? What should now be the closing? 9,000. Yeah, so 12 plus 9 divided by 2. 4,500. Also, this one will be 9,000.
10,000. 10,000.
That's it.
12 plus 9.
Whoever gives me first, that is what I'm right. So it is what figure?
10,500.
So what should be the closing for quarter 3? And the closing should be? Sorry? So the average should be which figure?
6,000.
Sorry? 0. So average will be what? So can you add that to the average? So it will give us 24,000. So that information was not there, we needed it. So let us now get the total production under the current system, then we shall compare that with the just in time. So now we compute total cost under the current system. Total cost. So total cost under the current system. So we now get the total cost. Total cost. Under the current system. So we start with the production costs. We start off with the production costs. We start off with the production costs. So production cost, you are given details concerning the production. You are given information concerning the production. So production is the note number 1. Are you able to see 45,000 units per quarter? Then in the note number 4, they were able to give you the cost per unit in the note number 4. So this will be 45,000 quarter 1 multiplied by 85. The second one is also 45,000 multiplied by 91. Next one is also 45,000 multiplied by 94. Then also 45,000 also multiplied by 95. So you add them together to give you the production costs. Then there's also the storage costs. It's also now the storage cost or holding costs. So storage or holding costs, you got the note number 2. So note 2, you are told that during the year, excess production are held in the inventory at a cost of 6 per quarter based on the average inventory. So average, you calculate with what article of petrology? Yeah, so multiplied by 6 per unit, which is given to you in the note number 2. When you check the note number 2, during the year, excess production units are held in the inventory. That's why it's known as storage costs at 6 per unit per quarter based on the average inventory. Average inventory we calculated, you got 24,000. So remember the 24,000. So each unit is held at 6 per unit. So multiply, now you will add them together to give you the total costs.
For the storage cost,
Not number 2. Average we calculated, I asked you to add them together. Yes.
So is just that one? You know,
Yes. We have already combined.
Supposed to be like
No, we added them together. Then the price is the same for all of them. You had added them together, the price is the same. So I've combined them because this price is the same. Yeah. But this is the unit code of what? So add them together to get the total cost under the current system.
16 million. What's the dimension? What's the structure? 16.425. The tax one. 16.425. So we are adding total
Yeah, so to get now the total cost under the current system, to get the total cost under the current system. So let us now check the one for the just-in-time system. Now check on the one for the just-in-time system. Now come up with the one for the just-in-time system. We should now also be able to check the one for the just-in-time system. We should also come up with the one for the just-in-time system. So when it comes to the one for the just-in-time system, when we are using the one for the just-in-time system, so when you are using the just-in-time system, we use the demand. When we are applying the just-in-time system, we use the demand. We apply the demand. So demand is the same as the sales. We say that under the just-in-time system, items are manufactured on the request of the customer. So when you are applying the just-in-time system, we use the sales. But also, I want you to check again in the note number 6. I also want you to check again in the note number 6. So note 6, they have stated that if just-in-time system is adopted, if the just-in-time system is adopted and production level exceeds 45,000 units per quarter, production level exceeds 45,000 units per quarter, excess units will have to be produced by working overtime. Excess units will have to be produced by working overtime. This will mean that unit direct labor and variable overhead costs of any unit above 45,000 units per quarter will increase by what percent? By 50%. So they are saying that note number 6, if the just-in-time system is adopted and production level exceeds how many units? 45,000 units per quarter. Excess unit would have to be produced by working overtime. So when you work overtime, it means that direct labor and variable overhead above the 45 will increase by 15%. So we start off with quarter 1. We start off with quarter 1. We have said that under the just-in-time system, we calculate the cost based on what? The sales. But minimum is what? 45. But above 45, we work overtime. Above the 45, we do what? We work overtime. So quarter 1, sales were how many units? 3,000, isn't it? You can see under the sales. Yeah, because when you are using the just-in-time system, we calculate the total cost based on the sales. But quarter one, there were only how many sales? That's 3,000, isn't it? Which is less than 45, isn't it?
Yes.
But if you sell anything above 45, the excess are valued at overtime, isn't it? So it will be that 3,000 multiplied by 85. You see the cost per unit for quarter one. You see the 85. Yeah, so there is no overtime. Overtime is zero. Overtime cost is zero because it is below 45. But it is because it is below 45. So that is now for quarter one. That would be for quarter one. So we need now to factor in quarter two. So quarter two, sales were how many units?
48,000.
So maximum should be
45.
So the 45 are valued at the normal production cost, which is 91. Which is 91. Then we add excess will now be how many units? Yes, the sales is 48.
Yes.
Yeah, so the excess are 3,000. So this 3,000, the price is not 91. I want you to check in the question in the note number 6. They have said that if the just-in-time system is adopted, excess unit will have to be produced by working overtime. So this will mean that direct labor and variable overhead cost of the unit will above 45 will increase by what percent?
50%.
50%. So you can leave a space of, let's say, 3 lines for quarter 2, 3, 4, and the total. So that we do our working. We do our working for that. So in our working, we start with direct materials. So direct materials are not affected. You see that part? In the note number 6, what has been affected is only what? Labor and variable overhead. So direct material under quarter 2, you can see 18. Are you able to see 18? Direct materials in the note number 4 under quarter 2.
Yes.
That one is not affected, just put there 18. But direct labor is affected. They say it will increase by what percent?
50%.
So 50%, you get 150% because it is increasing by 50%. Get 150% of 36. Are you able to see where 36 is coming from?
Yes.
Yeah, so increase 36 by 50%, get now what will be the labor under the excess units. Yo, not put that back here. This one is 54. So the next one is supposed to be, the variable overheads. Variable. So even this one, it increased by 50%. So get 150% of 12. This one is 18.
Yes.
Then, when you go to that same note, sorry, note number 7, no other cost will be by working overtime, which means the fixed will just remain 55. That's now the fixed overheads. So when you add, they should give us which total. So this is quarter 1, sorry, quarter 2. So this one you multiply by 115, and then you get the value for that. So that is now quarter 2. We need to go to quarter 3. We should now come up with quarter 3. So when it comes to quarter 3, when it comes to quarter 3, how many things are there for the cells? Quarter 3. It is 51. So the 45 will be valued at 94. So excess are how many? When you minus 45 from 51, it will be 6. So this 6 calculate also for quarter 3. The way we have done this other one. So quarter 3, material is 19. I hope you can see that. Are you able to see material is 19? Then labor it was 36, which means it will also remain 54 because you have increased it by 50%. It was 36. Then variable overhead is 14. So can you get 150% of 14? Get to 150% of 14. Nakuja 21. So fixed costs, they are not changing, it's still 25. Nakuja 190. So this one you multiply by 190. Get the total product. Then we go to quarter 4. We go to quarter 4. So when it comes to quarter 4, also take 45,000. This one we multiply by 95. So what will be the excess? So confirm for me after quarter 4. Itakuwa nini to multiply by 3,000. Itakuwa 120. So this one multiplied by 120. Then get the total costs now. So I want you to compare the two. We shall pick the one the lowest under the current system and the one for the just in time. Under the one for the current and also the one for just in time.
The current has a lot.
Yeah, so yeah, advice would be that we should not change to the just in time system. We should not change because the question was asking you to advise whether the just in time system should be adopted. So we should not change to the just in time system. We should not change to the just in time system as it will lead to an increase in the total cost. As it will lead to an increase in the total cost. As it will lead to an increase in the total cost. So that is now what was the requirement. So for the just in time system, we use the sales. But the current system, we use the production to get the total cost. So that is the only question I can see on the just in time system in that past paper. So for now, we shall stop there because the time remaining will not allow me to look for another next item. So that when we meet, we shall now look at those other items. So let us stop there for today. So are we making progress?
Yes, we are.
Okay. But Musome, it is not a friendly paper when it comes to the exam.